Now that we've looked at corresponding angles, we're going to be looking at alternate angles in this video. I'm going to show you an example of what they are, and we're going to start with the definition, and then we'll do some practice questions. So alternate angles are on opposite sides of a transversal, and they are in between the parallel lines. Alternate angles on parallel lines are equal. So here's a diagram that shows a pair of parallel lines, and then you've got a red transversal. So let's use this definition to show where the alternate angles are. So first of all, they're going to be opposite sides of the transversal, and they have to be in between the parallel lines here. So for example, this angle here, angle A, has to equal angle B. So you can notice that they're in between the parallel lines. They are not on the outside. These would be kind of on the outside, so we're not interested in those. They're in between the parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. So you might notice there's another pair that we can make here. So you've got pair C and D. So C is equal to D, and we can also say A is equal to B. So opposite sides of the transversal and in between the parallel lines. These are all the alternate angles that exist in this diagram. So look at a quick example here. In this diagram, you can see there's a transversal, the red line there. If I said, what is the alternate angle for B? Well, I'm going to look on the other side of the transversal. I've got four options. So I've got D, C, E, or H. Now, because they have to be inside or in between the parallel lines, I know that B is equal to E because they are alternate angles. And I'm going to show you why this is later on in this. And then another example is the alternate angle for C is going to be F. So you can see they're opposite sides of the transversal and in between the parallel lines. So C equals F. Another example here. Look at it carefully and see if you can spot the two pairs of alternate angles. And I'm going to show you. So here we can see that they have to be inside. So if I pick B, for example, I know that the alternate angle will be on the other side of the transversal and then on the other parallel line there. So it's going to be F. So both in between the parallel lines. And then the other pair would be, so B is equal to F. And then the other pair is C and D. So C is equal to D. So that's how we can spot alternate angles. And here you can see an interactive version of this. So you can see as I change the transversal, angles D and F are going to be equal to each other. So they're opposite sides of the transversal and in between the parallel lines. And the other pair are going to be these two, 58. So these are alternate angles and these are alternate angles. You've only got two pairs to look at. And remember, just like before, the parallel lines might be, they don't have to be horizontal. They can be, for example, like this, it can be vertical, they can be facing any angle here. So you can see these two are going to be your alternate angles. So make sure you're aware of that. If, for example, you're given a diagram like this, you should be aware that if D is 78, well, F is going to be 78 because they are alternate angles. And if I bring these together, you can kind of see the link here. There's actually a link here that they are, if you were to overlap the parallel lines, they end up being vertically opposite and therefore equal to each other. And you already know about vertically opposite angles. So let's do some examples.